Canadian basketball.
Give me some Canadian bands.
So I don't know about bands. All right, I'm going to tell you about rap, okay, and R&B. All right, I remember. I'm going to tell you, I'm old. All right, and someone made a post on TikTok about this the other day. They tried to like make a meme, and I had to correct them. So they made a LimeWire meme, and they included some kind of mixtape. I was like, no. Back in the LimeWire days, we wasn't downloading that. That didn't exist. I said, but what did exist is the Weeknd House of Balloons. I did download the Weeknd House of Balloons on LimeWire. And the first thing I thought was, why did this fool sound like Michael Jackson? You know what I mean? That's what I remember. So the Weeknd, all right, Tory Lanez. Yeah. One of my favorite Canadian rappers that first started off was Choclair. Okay, Choclair, all right? And he had an
artist. After the Weeknd, you lost me.
Yeah, all right. He had an artist by the name of Cardinal Official, okay? All right, who is on the freaking, what is it? America's Got Talent Canada. I think he's a host and he's on the radio there.
It's just called Canada. It's just called Canada's Got Talent.
All right, Canada's Got Talent. Whatever.
America's Got Talent.
Canada. It's like I don't know what it's called. All right. So you got him, all right, one of the dopest rappers. He just didn't quite take off, but Drake started to acknowledge him when he first came out, and then start doing his own thing. You got the Vancouver Grizzlies, all right, who should still be
the way that Canadian music works, in my opinion, is extremely top heavy. So you've got some incredible bands, like The Band, first of all, like The Weight, and if you know any of that stuff, up on Cripple Creek, all that stuff. That's like the best. We've got Randy Bachman. We've got the Bare Naked Ladies. We've got
wait a minute.
Twain.
Wait a minute. Bare Naked Ladies is from Canada?
Oh yeah. Damn. But we always know who's Canadian. We have a complex. We have a very hard complex.
Hey, Bare Naked Ladies got some bops.
Avril Lavigne, Canadian, Drake. So we've got like top heavy, and then we've got a lot of crap. And also, I always like to bring this up as a random fact is, so we have a Canadian content law in Canada where every third song on the radio has to be Canadian from a Canadian radio station. Rush is also Canadian, the Guess Who. And my grandfather, who worked for Columbia Records, was one of the people that fought for this law to exist. And so now we have a lot of great stuff, but then we also got like Kim Mitchell with Patio Lanterns that gets played on the radio, even though it is one of the worst songs that you'll ever hear. It's my go-to karaoke song. I love it so much. But then you get a lot of people that are famous in Canada who are just not good. But yeah, there's a lot of good, like I named probably most of I don't think Guess Who ever made it down here, but everyone else, Sum 41, Canadian.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I love Sum 41.
So you said your grandfather worked for look, we're more connected than you know. Your grandfather worked for Columbia Records, right?
Yeah.
And that was based in New York?
So he was working for them. I never met him, by the way. He died well before I was born. But he got a job like as a hot, like he's just working. Like he had a very regular job in the States for Columbia Records, and they were living in Pittsburgh at the time. And then he was offered like a much higher position in Canada. So he moved his family up to Canada to work in Columbia Records. Again, this is literally just anything my mom had told me because I never knew him, but just some weird facts about like he ended up being high up in Canada because there was less people in Canada to compete with.
Okay, cool. So your grandfather did some work with Columbia Records. When I graduated college, ECU, East Carolina University. When I graduated ECU, I went to do an internship as a young rapper. I went to an internship. My goal was to try to get a record deal, but I just went ahead and took an internship at Sony Urban in New York. All right. At Sony Urban. And upstairs is Columbia Records.
All right. So you were a floor away.
I wasn't allowed, they didn't let us upstairs. I mean, as an intern, some people went upstairs I think I went upstairs once to Columbia Records to get something from them, but they didn't like Sony Urban. I mean, we had Beyonce, we had Exhibit, we had B2K, I believe. John Legend. We had Nas. All right. But I think Nas is more of a Columbia artist, actually. But yeah, man, Columbia records. I was right there. You know what I mean? So that's just, you're connected to me, man.
You connected.
Grandfather, music.
So random.
Legends,
My mom's gonna listen to this and be like, "You're spouting lies." Just what I can remember.
Stop spouting lies, Chili.
I think what I said is true, but sometimes I remember things wrong.